Right, so we'll hang out together for the next hour and 15. We'll do a workshop. They kept asking me if I have slides, things to write down. I'll be honest with you, I'm very ADD, so I'll probably end up being distracted if I do slides. So I want to have a conversation. They picked the topic for me, so I had picked, we can do both if you guys want. But I had picked originally, I asked them to do how to be a Christian in a professional setting. I'm assuming everyone here pretty much is a young professional and or grad school. But they said that they want me to do, it says faith and social media, practicing Christian values in the digital world. So pretty much we're supposed to have a workshop, talk about it. I'll be honest with you, I find it more fruitful when we engage in a conversation and discussion. You guys don't, I don't need to have a mic, right? I can look back to see the recording. Hey, don't use the mic for the recording.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Do I have to?
please.
Okay, that's for you, Dave.
Thank you. Just to be sure.
Cool. All right. So I like to engage in conversations because then it helps me understand. I'm a psychologist by nature, so I like to read people. So I like to see who is the person in front of me, what they're thinking, how they're thinking. And so usually I get that by conversations or questions. I promise I won't analyze you or diagnose you. I just want to get to know what you think and how you think. So the conversation is it might be you might find it a cliche because we always talk about social media and all that good stuff, or you might find it beneficial. Like I said, we can do both. The social media and spirituality and how to be a Christian in your prospective jobs. Cool. Okay. Obviously, to give an introduction, but everyone knows what social media is and everyone's on social media. Is anyone here in a unique way, which is a good thing, it's not a bad thing, doesn't have any kind of social media at all? Like nothing, not even Facebook. You don't have social media at all? Okay, cool. Everything. Huh? Oh, okay. Good. Okay, good. But your feedback is like you looked at it because I don't post anything.
TikTok for me is like it's more entertainment, not I don't see people I know.
Okay.
Like it's not social. It's
Okay.
just,
So you found that was one of the biggest struggles for you, not a struggle in something bad, but like maybe a hindrance for you that you're on social media with people you know. Okay. Good. Okay. That's a way we're looking at it. We'll do no judgment zone so people can share and then we'll judge each other. We'll judge each other at the end. Okay. Anyone else doesn't have any kind of social media at all? Everyone has. The only thing I have is I'll age myself. I have Facebook, which no one uses anymore unless you're a teta and a good and ammu and all that stuff. I only have Facebook as like family members. I have family member in Florida. I have family members in Texas. So it's kind of cool. And my cousins have kids. It's kind of seeing the kids gonna grow up that usually have Facebook. And for other people to hit me up for money in Egypt. But I don't have Instagram. I don't have any other social media. So usually the youth would kind of keep me posted on what's happening. Anyone else in the same boat only have one? So we have one TikTok, one Facebook, or you guys have them all?
Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram only?
I don't really use Instagram.
It's there.
My niece is on it, so I follow my niece.
Okay. What does she do? Is she like a
An influencer or anything. She travels a lot.
Okay.
And she cooks a lot and she takes pictures of her food.
Okay.
After like famous cookbooks. So she's almost like a miniature Julia Child.
Okay.
So, I like watching her adventures.
Okay.
She has removed herself from Facebook, so I'm forced to
have Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did 99% Facebook.
Okay.
So
I think that's pretty much it. Like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X or Twitter, whatever it's called now. That's pretty much it, right? There's nothing else. Excellent.
Snapchat.
Oh, Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat. That's still a thing. Snapchat's going on. Still going strong. Okay, that's good.
And Be Real for the kids. It's like Be Real. I don't know. I never.
You can tell them to die quickly when they had that concept. Okay. So what do you guys think is the issue with like if I may pick what's your name? Anne Marie. You can say no. Like don't feel obligated. What made you kind of want to go away from social media and just keep TikTok? Or forget TikTok. It's just good, get away from if it's private,
No, it's
come up
fine.
with a general experience.
No, I just felt like I wasn't really benefiting anything from it. I think with social media, there's a lot of comparison and, posting, like I felt like I was posting a lot because I wanted people to see what I was doing. But then I was like, why am I
What's the
doing that?
point?
And then it kind of was like, where you're just constantly scrolling. And so I decided to just it. And for like this week, it's been almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a desire to even like go on it.
Okay.
You don't know what's going on in the world. I'm kidding.
You detoxed. Huh? Is there a substitute? Okay. And he's asking if there's a substitute. You have more time. What do you do with your more time? Instead of scrolling. Work. Read. Okay. What are you guys' kind of thoughts, either personal or general, about social media overall? You guys think it's
Limits.
okay? But do we know limits as humans though? Can we limit ourselves? Yeah, but do anyone trust me, I do the app limits with people all the time in confession, and they always go over. They always say just 50 more minutes, 50 more minutes.
Your Prager limit is higher.
Yeah, okay. What if you just open Coptic Reader, just open it and then because go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just feel like it's a kind of a falsehood because people tend to, highlight all the good things. People do compare and they think everyone's living this wonderful life and meanwhile they're struggling and they're having issues, but it's not really a transparent vehicle. So, it's like a highlight reel, as they say. And so because of that, I think there's a lot of misperceptions about
Life and reality.
in general, and like when somebody's having like a really hard time struggling with something or like very following, it's really just happening to them. And I think it's just a misperception of reality.
Mhm.
So it could be, if you're not following your family, your relatives, and just staying in touch, it can be very misleading, and it does draw you in to a point where you're constantly like checking in or make sure I didn't miss a birthday, or like, there's just always something pulling you back into it. So that time that you're spending on social media can be spent doing something in real life, living your life, as opposed to the writing about it.
Yeah. Living it rather than just like watching others live their life kind of thing. Okay. Good. Anything else in social media, good or bad? I'm just trying to get you guys' thoughts, content. So that way we can see where we're gonna go in this spiritual aspect of things. Any other thoughts on social media, whether it's good or bad? I'll take both. Mhm. Okay. So you only see, like I said, the highlight reel, the 30-second of fame. I mean, yeah. So if someone showed me 30 seconds of their day, I don't know what the rest of the day looks like. Okay, good. Anything else?
People understand there should be boundaries with like electronics, TV, games, those types of things, anything like electronic. I feel like it develops, like it does impact your brain
Mhm.
and the wirings and your memory and things like
Yeah.
that. And they say like even something as simple as taking a picture of something as opposed to like if you're going to a concert, you're videotaping it. But when you actually try to recall the concert, you don't actually remember it. Like you don't remember actually taking like the video or picture of it, as opposed to if you put that away and you watch the concert without that technology,
Good.
you actually can recall music.
Make more memories. Okay, good. We're getting somewhere. Hey, do you have a psychology background or no?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
My degree is in psychology. I'm
Okay.
not a psychologist.
Okay. What else? What else? Mm. Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
People that are not rich, try to.
Mhm. So misleading and misguiding. Good. Okay. 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 Good. Is there any? Go ahead.
I think there was an influencer who used to take these videos or pictures, looked like he was on his own private jet plane. It was actually fake. And so he like challenged and all the sponsorship, but he wasn't really going anywhere. He was just like, "It's your-"
So is there anything good in general? Anything good in general about social media? You guys, anything good in general from those we haven't heard from? Anything good in general about social media? Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, you can keep it up to date. I feel like a lot of like a lot of spiritual stuff too. It kind of takes a while to register.
Okay. 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 So connections, positive messages coming towards your way. Okay. Anything else good? But
Social media can be used to, like what you're seeking, you can find. So if you're looking for like vapid content, you'll find channel.
Hmm. Really? Okay. Can I ask how?
How there's a lot of others tutors.
Did you feel that you have to go out of your way to search for it? Kind of like David said, to change your algorithm?
Like that's actually what I'm typing, like. It,
Okay.
Once of that, once you like, it figures out the algorithm of what you're interested in, you don't even have to search it. Just come. Like say, like one of my favorite speakers is Emblem Wine. Whenever I would like it, now it just like comes up all. So, like,
Okay.
I don't know what it wants.
Okay.
And then people just dance.
Why do you think social media is so prominent in our culture? Why do you think social media is so successful and why does everyone want to be a YouTuber, content producer? Why they pay a lot of money? Why is it sought out? Why do you guys think social media is such a big influence? Okay, good. Instant gratification, ego component. Okay, I like that. Can you elaborate more?
I mean, the whole thing is to be seen for more people to see.
Yeah.
Is to be seen that have enough people.
Okay.
But personally, like, I feel like in the beginning, so I've been monetized. It was all about just like getting the most attention, the most value, just to be like, oh, look at the lights.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Good. What else? Why do you guys think that social media has such a big impact in our lives today?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out. Okay, you want to know what's going on? All right, you're right. You made a joke earlier, right? Like about getting your news, right? They found that it's actually a true study. They found that if you ask the average teenager in early 20s where you get your news from, they'll tell you the social media account.
I mean, it's very simple. Today, everyone has a smartphone.
Yeah.
Different from back days, they used to have TV, but every single one now, it has a smartphone, so it's very easy to open social media, go on Facebook.
More accessible.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Do you think and I'm gonna get kind of controversial so we can make it more interesting and debate a little bit. Do you think it's influenced by anything or any being, social media per se? Or do you think it's all man-made?
Oh, interesting.
A being, like a spiritual being?
Could be a temptation.
You just took the words out of my mouth, huh?
Could be a temptation drawing you in away from what you should be focusing on.
Yeah, but do you think you're right? But do you think it's influenced by an actual being? No? Yes?
I'm gonna say no.
No? Okay, we have a yes. You can also call, like, I know, hey, we're here, like brothers. Call me crazy, like Abuna. You're being like you're being kind of like conspiracist now. You're sounding crazy, Abuna. You can be real.
What do you think?
I'll tell you what I think exactly. And I'll give you the research behind it. But go ahead.
So I think they're kind of like using it to distract people or
So who's they? People or? Huh?
wasn't it by like he says
Spiritual beings. So I'm hinting at the devil. The reason I ask because it's not a coincidence that social media is successful and it catches your attention. It's not a coincidence that social media could be used for good. Right hand war. Keep that in mind for now. We'll talk about it. It's not a coincidence that social media does have a good marketing strategy. It can show you something. A good salesman shows you that you need this product at home, even though you may not need it, right? You just want it, but he convinces you that you need it, right? And so the reason I'm trying to get you guys to think, because when they asked me to do this topic, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna just be honest, so that way we don't waste time being on the bush. My whole life growing up, I was an atheist. I did not believe in God. I thought this was all like mama's religion, and I don't need to waste my time with it. Until like there's something about reaching your own understanding of reality. And so my hopes today with you guys is for you to ask questions, open-ended questions, engage your curiosity, so that way you as an individual go do your own research, find and read. Abuna, I'm so sad I missed his second talk, but his first talk was beautiful. Beautiful. When Nathaniel, when he was talking about how our faith is not this dull thing, and he said, he's like, if you think it's dull, with all due respect, you're dull, right? And so I love when I never met him before today. I love him because I'm the same way. Like I'll stand in front of my congregation, and I'll call them names too. So I love that he was so bold, because in our society, we are afraid to be bold. Everyone can be bold except us. Like anyone can be bold, but if you're wearing black with a cross around your neck, you gotta just wash everyone's feet. Why can I be bold too? And so the reason I'm engaging, I'm not saying go delete your social media accounts, except TikTok. I'm saying is like I want to see what you guys think, because I'll give you the if we pull the book of Genesis right now, and we can read, and someone can read for us, you would see the narrative started with who was created first, Adam and Eve or the angels? Who was created first? If you can recall, Adam and Eve or the angels? Angels, right? The angels. So are the angels created first? Why would God create angels first? We're more special than the angels, right? We have the image and likeness of God. We have the Holy Spirit, and we have His rational mind. So we are more special than the angels. Even the fathers will tell you we're higher than the angels, right? So why would He create the angels first? Help us. Battle. Okay, help. Take care of us. Okay.
Guardians.
Guardians. So yes, the angels created before us. If you study Genesis, for that reason, God was preparing them, letting them know, I'm going to create my people now. And this angel's sole purpose was what? To take care of us, to guard us, to help us, and to what's the most what's the one that you why no? Huh? Pray? No, we didn't need to pray back then.
Take us to the heaven.
No, we're in heaven. Huh? Look over us, help us. Already said that. No, we don't need to battle the devil. We had free will, so we're still good. What was there? So yes, they teach us things, but what else they supposed to do? Lucifer's job. What was Lucifer's job? No. See, it's good to study. Lucifer was Lucifer's job. So archangels, each one had a rank, and each one had a legion. And so Lucifer had a job. Lucifer was the highest form of the highest, higher than Archangel Michael. And Lucifer was created for one purpose. And he was given angels to take care of, to do one thing for humans. This is why God, one of some of the church fathers, the first century fathers, even comment, that's why he fell into pride and envy, because God revealed his plan to Lucifer only. And he's like, why do they have this special and I don't have it? That's a whole different topic. So what was Lucifer's number one job in heaven for humans? So God created Lucifer and told him, you're going to X, Y, and Z for these children I'm going to have. What's the X, Y? What do you think Lucifer's number one job was? Something with our topic today.
Distract us?
No. No, we didn't need salvation. No. Why you guys, most of you guys go on social media for? Pride? No. Why are we going on social media? Let's be real. Why are you going on TikTok? To do what? What is that called? That's the one. Entertainment. Lucifer's number one job for humanity was to do what? Entertain human. Teach human how to do poetry, how to do music, how to understand entertainment, plays, write music. Lucifer's number one job in heaven for humans was to entertain them, to show them how to entertain them, and to teach them how to entertain each other, and how to, like an artist, let's be real, an artist drawing something beautiful, that's a gift from God. A piece of music, I love music. Music is fine, good. A piece of music written, that's God, that's the image of God. Anything that's beautiful, engineering, right? Anything that's beautiful reflects God. So Lucifer's number one job was entertainment. It is not a coincidence that after Lucifer fell, the one way he uses to pull humanity away from God is what? Entertainment. Game of Thrones. As my father confession calls it, game of porn. Right? All right. We're gonna be real. We're gonna put it on the table. You don't have to raise your hand if you watched it, right? But music, cuss word music. Music is, if someone comes and tells me, Abuna, I can't stop cussing, I say the S word, the F word when I'm driving. I'm like, what kind of music listen to? Can I see your phone? And they pull out their phone, it's EE explicit next to every single song, right? I'm like, well, psychology says whatever you hear from your ear, why do you think A, B, C, D, E, F? Right? Why? You learn rhythm. Why we do this with kids? You're learning rhythm. So if you listen to a song and the song has a beat, and the next word is like boom, F-bomb, when you're driving and someone pisses you off, you're like, because it matches rhythm. Synapses that fire together, wire together. This is what I'm gonna bring psychology, and I'm gonna be very boring for you guys. But synapses that fire together, wire together. So if you're creating music and you listen to music, you're creating these new ways of rhythm, right? And the words are coming in subtly, right? Whether you think you're paying attention or not, your subconscious brain is paying attention. Your subconscious brain is always on. You're not aware of it consciously. You're not aware of it because then you get overheat, you're overwhelmed, and you pass out. That's why people who faint from anxiety, the brain can't handle all the information being processed, so they pass out. The brain's like, okay, you're about to like die, so the brain just pulls a plug, like the reset, and you just pass out. And so this is what's happening. And so Lucifer's number one goal was now is like he's envious. So the issue with men, we can go through if you guys want. Issue is like, okay, now I want what they want. They think they're more special than me. He used his free will to turn to pride. He loved God, and now he still has his powers. And so now he's using social media. He's using movies. He's using music. He's using all sorts of entertainment to what? Pull people away. It can be good. I'm not saying social media is bad, but to be honest with you, you have to be very, very, very disciplined to be on social media. I'm not saying no one here is disciplined, I'm saying you have to be disciplined. And so this is the reality we're trying to engage in conversation today. How can we actually use both? I'm not telling you, I'm not that guy. I'm not telling you unplug, even though psychologically speaking, with if I may put my priesthood on the side, and as a psychologist, you go talk to any therapist, they'll tell you, if you tell them, hey, I'm toxic in my mind, I'm so down on myself, I speak negatively about myself, I think I'm the stupidest, dumbest person, whatever, they'll tell you, you need to detox. Any therapist who doesn't believe in God will tell you, I worked with them, they'll tell you, you need to detox. And how do you detox? No social media. It's actually a thing. And so the reality is, because you guys are right. You compare, you watch, even though logically speaking, you guys said it. They only show me 30 seconds of their life. Logically, you guys are all logical. But how did it make you feel bad about yourself? And the psychology world will tell you, in the world of measuring feelings and thoughts, it's not seem very fast to you guys, but in the millisecond world, and like those who are racers and runners, it's pretty fast. Your feelings or your thoughts react in 0.01 seconds. How fast do you think your feelings react when you see something, you feel it? 0.03. In the millisecond world, that's much, much, much faster than 0.1. And so this is why in marketing, anyone here in marketing? No? Marketing, they have to catch your feelings. You're scrolling. You only have a split of a second to catch it. That's why what happens when you bring yourself back down, something made you feel. And so the devil knows this. For guys, algorithm, most of the time for guys, it will be what? Something inappropriate. For girls, it'll be something to compare themselves, to make them feel less pretty. Eve actually enjoyed beauty. There's a commentary about the father says Eve enjoyed walking in the garden. Eve was very detail oriented. She enjoyed beauty. This is why she was caught alone, because Adam was probably jumping up and down somewhere, and she was enjoying the beauty of the garden, because guys usually are doing something crazy, right? So Eve was enjoying the garden, enjoying the beauty of the garden, enjoying everything. She was getting to know everything, right? And then we can get into that. And then so this is why you see men and women struggle differently on social media. Women often feel less attractive, less wanted, less desirable. Their friends are doing something without them because the devil knows how to attack them. And guys are usually finding that something violent or something inappropriate. Why? Because he knows how to work on both roles, because he knows us really well. If I can go to school for 2.5 years, work as a psychologist for 10 years, I like to think I'm pretty good at my job, not as a priest, but as a psychologist. If I can go to school for that time and work for a little bit, and I can become decent at my job. Imagine the devil has been watching humanity since the beginning of time. He's been watching humanity since the beginning of time. So he has data. He knows exactly how to operate. So I guess the point I'm trying to do here is, and I'm one take challenging. If you guys think Abuna, you just made all this up, we can talk, we can read it. This is the reality of social media, of entertainment, period. Entertainment can be good. God created entertainment. Right? Entertainment can be good. But how it's being used today, it's really, really, really hard to have Christian values. So I'll pick on David. He said a verse, but he even said, once I see the verse, it means I need to get off, because a verse will come to you after 10 whatever videos you may have watched. It's going to come later. Why? Because there's not enough content of verses, even though there's a lot of like nice verses, and it's not enough compared to the content being produced by other people. So you won't get that much. And so unless you're actually willingly and knowingly looking for it, you're not going to run into healthy data. So this is the reality I'm trying to do with you guys today. In the next 45 minutes, debate, can we actually have Christian values and Christian morals? And what is that? What is, even if you guys want to go into even this discussion, what are even Christian values and Christian, why do I even care? Who the heck cares? Let me do me, right? And on social media or not. And so this is where we need to go, because the reality of things, I want to kind of like off the bat show it to you guys. The devil does run social media, whether you like it or not. I know someone disagreed with me earlier. I don't remember who, but the devil does run social media, whether you like it or not. It's not up to me. You can go talk to people who are in the social media. They'll tell you there's a lot of weird things happening, right? Sometimes they feel like the algorithm has a life of its own. The devil can ruin social media. The devil can manipulate situations. And so, yes, your phone in front of you, including myself, is being manipulated. Now we all like people who talk about something, you turn on and the ads are targeted towards you. right? That's a form of manipulation. That's like a random one, but the devil can use it in whatever way to get to you. So if he knows you're working on patience, he knows you sat with Abuna, and he said, Abuna, I'm going to work on the virtue of patience. Beautiful, right? Now the devil knows you're working on patience. What is he going to do? He's going to fight you, and he's going to give you things to go against your virtue, right? And so for every virtue, there's a vice. And so for us today, hopefully, we can engage together, either talk about how we can actually believe in Christian values and morals on social media, or we can talk about why do I even care? Should I be a Christian on social media? It's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want, we can go with whatever, because I know we don't have that much time anyway. So it's always going to be something up to you guys. I don't want to influence it one way or another, but I kind of want to see you guys' thoughts and feedback so far, or questions or disagreements with what I said so far. And it's okay to disagree. Just because I'm wearing black doesn't make me a superstar.
I find it like challenging to be on social media. We try to lead by example. But sometimes people make comments and it's mean spirited, or it's like shame, like they're casting shame on somebody else. I'm sorry. So yeah, they're trying to cast shame on somebody, and sometimes I feel like I need to speak up. And so I don't know if it's my place or not, but sometimes, you know, you do have like online bullies or people who are just always commenting negatively. It's a challenge to be a Christian in a modern world with social media and still try to stay true to your values.
Okay.
Without judging somebody. Thou shalt not judge, but I'm judging, thinking that they're a bad person because they're making those types of comments. So sometimes I'll speak up and sometimes I don't, but it's a challenge, you know.
So your perspective
do I
on
not engage at all? Do I try to advocate?
Okay. So it's mainly like, do I engage and stop this bullying or do I not? Okay. All right. Anyone else?
Can I go back
upstairs when Father Nathaniel was saying, I don't want you to react positively or negatively, and he showed the picture of Trump and Kamala, and I think that's something, like, even if I had posted when Trump had been elected and whatnot, I might have received a lot of comments, and sometimes just respecting other people's opinions and maybe not starting, I don't know, arguments that might not go
Okay.
anywhere.
So then the question I'm hearing coming out is there, can you even be a Christian on social media? Can no. Okay, we have one no.
I think it depends.
I'm not saying I'm not saying
The church uses social media.
I'm not agreeing. I'm not saying I'm just saying, can you be a Christian? Yeah, I'm saying, can you be a Christian on social media?
It's not impossible, but it's improbable.
So you say yes, you can be a Christian on social media. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying. Okay. So we have two yeses, two nos, one maybe. Okay. Okay.
100%. Discipline is very, very.
Okay. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we can use it as I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying, can we use social media as a Christians?
Social media to entertain us, for us in a way, you know, doing something next to us.
Ah, but did I say the devil creates social media? Because the God created entertainment. The devil knows how to manipulate what's great for good to twist it to bad. Go ahead.
So just a personal story. I currently work for the government, and before I accepted my position with the government, my background investigator asked me, and I was like, I got like a little nervous, and I was like, go ahead. So a week later, he was like, you're very Christian, and I was like, oh, thanks, but that's because it showed that I don't have not with smoking weed or I'm not, you know, it showed like a lot of
It reflected your moral understanding.
right, like or just
modestly, because women these days are like wearing bikinis and that's not showing Christianity, right? Like that's like, so I think there is a limit. And I'm working for the government, I had to sign an agreement, anything related to politics, religion, like influencing like some decision, whether it's like pro-abortion. So there are limits, you could restrict it, so.
Okay. So there are limits. Good. Yeah, I didn't tell you my opinion yet, but so yeah, but I wanted to get this kind of going a little bit. So we have yeses, we have nos, we have one maybe.
I have a comment. You can be very religious in social media, but not in real life.
You can be very religious and
You can
social.
be Christian in social media, but not Christian in real life.
False image.
Yeah.
Like people can post verses, whatever you can post
But in life,
in churches,
Okay.
on social media, in real life, it's something else.
kind of like deacons. Deacons are staying in the front looking good, nice, but on the other weekdays they're all acting crazy. Sorry, I like to pick on deacons all the time. Because yeah, that's the issue for everywhere. The deacons look beautiful next to Buna in the altar, but then you go look in their life, they're cussing everyone out. All right. Good. So I do, yeah, like, so here's the thing. I don't want to make it seem like I'm against social media. I'm not. I'm just saying my thing is I do follow what St. Paul talks about a lot, which is be very, very, very mindful. Everything is lawful. Everything is lawful, but not everything is edible, right? Everything is okay. And God created everything that anything that's good, God created. So God created entertainment. He wants us to be entertained. We're his children. He didn't want us to just stand in a single fallen line saying, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, don't burn me, don't burn me. Don't. That's not our God. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe in that God, and I will never believe in that God, because God is love and love sacrifices. So God wants his children to be excited. If I am being weak as a human and I have kids and I want my kids to have fun and I buy them gifts, right, to have fun, even though they make the house into a mess, I'm excited watching them have fun. So God does the same thing. So God doesn't create social, or the devil doesn't create social media, but he manipulates it. And so this is where you guys have to ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Because you may have the strength, truly, and I'm not saying this sarcastically, you may have the strength to go on social media and to actually search like your language that you're trying, what language you're trying to learn? Greek. That's crazy. That's good. All right. So you're trying to learn Greek and you actually search and you're finding things and you're watching videos in Greek. And so that way the translation in English and you're trying to follow along. So these are good things. You're actually doing something good. Or actually, like we heard, post modest things that reflects when your employer is trying to assess what kind of person you are. But the thing is, you have to ask yourself, as a psychologist, I'm going to push you, reflect, who are you as a person? Who am I? Because sometimes like Mary Ann, right? Anne Marie. Sorry, flipped it out. Anne Marie. I told you I have ADD. So Anne Marie. So you said you discovered that you got rid of your social media, can accept TikTok because TikTok was more of entertainment, and it wasn't an issue for you because you didn't have people on there that you knew that may have caused you to think other things. So this is where self-awareness comes in. This is where importance comes in. Or you may say, you know what? Like me personally, I have no social media because I have a very addictive personality. If you give me an inch, I'm gonna take a mile. I do not know how to have moderation. I have a very addictive personality. So the way I operate in my personal life is that I will not step an inch in anything because I know I will go a mile in. So if there's a show that I know is even one bad scene, I'm not gonna watch the first episode because if I watch the first episode, guess what? I'm binging the whole thing, right? And there'll be an issue, an awkward thing with my flight confession. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I watched it, right? But so that's why you got to self-awareness. And so this is the same thing I say for you guys when it comes to social media. You can be a Christian on social media, but I'm gonna be real with you and honest with you, and I hope I don't offend anyone. Don't lie to yourself. Don't just because you want something, don't say, oh, I can do this, I got this. Go to a trainer, which is your spiritual fathers, your father confession. Go to someone hopefully you can trust. And I know it's a sensitive subject about going to abunas for certain things, but like someone you can trust, someone you can value their opinion, like, hey, do you think I can handle this? And see what they say and have a conversation, 1 and 2 and 3. Because to me, it's like, You're like, Abuna, let's be serious. It's just an Instagram account. It's not that serious, which I always hear. I'm like, if you know what's at stake, it is pretty serious because what goes into your mind, I know people, great people who had great morals, and all it took was one maybe account of social media, right? I know great people who will come and sit in front of me, great kids, great people, tell me, I have no idea how the hell I got to this point, Abuna. I'm like, okay, let's talk. Let's go see what. And then we track, and it's always something small. The devil doesn't need much. He just needs this little bit of an opening, and he'll get in. And so this is what he did with Eve. He needed Eve to be alone. And he needed to know Eve. He watched her. If you read the commentary of the fathers, what I encourage you to do when you read Genesis, they tell you he didn't come. Eve wasn't created the next day. He watched her from afar. He studied her. Like, what is she like? What is she about? And he came to her. And what did he do? He didn't tell her eat. He asked a question. He said, he was walking with her. And she didn't know, like the fathers would tell you, she didn't know if this is a bad creature or a good creature because she has never experienced bad before. Everything was good, right? And so she was walking and she's talking, and he's like, is it true you can't eat of everything? She told him, no, we can eat of everything except God said not of this one. And he's like, is that true? He just implemented simple thought, curiosity. Is that true? She's like, yeah, because if we eat of it, we surely will die. And then he's like, oh, she opened the conversation. He's like, I don't think you'll die because I think God doesn't want you to be like him. How do we know that's a lie? He told her, God doesn't want you to eat from it because he doesn't want you to be like him. Just like the devil tells you, don't go sit next to Abuna and talk to Abuna. Doesn't know you. Abuna doesn't care about you. What does Abuna tell you that you do know? No. Abuna doesn't know you. So he tells her, is it true? Because I don't think like you'll die. You'll know knowledge of good and evil and you become like God. I don't think God wants you to become like him. How do we know that's a lie? How do we know the devil lied to Eve right there? When he told her he doesn't want you to eat of it because he doesn't want you to become God like him. How do we know that's a lie? Yeah, but how do we know facts? How do we know it's a lie? You're right. But facts. If someone's telling you factual, how do we know it's a lie? Good. You're right. You're absolutely right. But how do we know word for word it's a lie? Okay. But we need to, we're on the stand right now. They need evidence. The judge smoking gun. Or the evidence? How do we know it's a lie? So we can read it together. Let's go to Genesis. Yeah. So how do we know that the devil, when he told Eve, God doesn't want you to eat, because the devil told Eve, God doesn't want you to eat of it, because he knows when you eat of it, you'll become God like him. How do we know that those few sentences are lies?
Well, he created us in his image.
So good. So okay, tell me more detail about that.
So, being created in his own image, we have a divinity within ourselves. He wants us to emulate.
Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if you go back a few verses in Genesis, when you see the temptation of Eve and Adam, if you go back a few verses, you see God says, I have made you in my image. Everything that I have, you have. You can procreate, you can create, you can line up the animals if you want, you can make them all jump over each other, you can walk on water, you can do whatever you want. You are just God like me. So if Eve and Adam were aware that the lies is a lie because they know the truth, you all know a lie is a lie when you know the truth. And this is the reality of our life now. The social media, you don't know what was not true anymore. You see things are going online, and you take a lie and you try to debate the lie. Don't debate the lie. Find the truth. Where's the truth? What is the truth? And so if Adam and Eve, a few verses, like wait, hold on, Mr. Devil. Christ, God created me, and He said I have His image and likeness, and He breathed in my face, and I have this Holy Spirit. He told me I have dominion I have what? Dominion. I have authority over all of the creation. All of the creation. I can say to this animal, jump, no jump. I name the animals. So you, Mr. Devil, you serpent, or you whatever you are lying to me because I am already like God. And if Eve would have, am I in trouble? If Eve would have sought guidance from whom? Angels, the Trinity. Forget Adam. Adam's jumping somewhere, right? From because Eve had permission to speak straight to the Trinity, angels. If you had said, "Wait, hey, and someone, God, like this thing is telling me this, is that true?" I have no doubt God would have told her, "Well, ask him, command him to tell you the truth," because she had authority over everything. So if Eve would have looked at the devil and said, "Tell me the truth," he would have by nature, because she has authority over him, told her the truth. How do we know that's true? What story, what saint did this? I'll give you a hint. What woman saint did this? She grabbed the devil by the horn and she said, "Tell me," San Marino, that's it. Woman for woman. She grabbed the devil by the horn and she said, "Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. I command you to tell me, how are you tricking us?" And he would proceed. If you look at the San Marino, if you're curious now, go read it. He proceeded to tell her exactly how he makes the nuns and the monks fall. Right? She grabbed him by the horn and she had command. I'm afraid of the dark, you know? It's like, so she grabbed the devil by the horn and she told him, right? Tell me the truth. And so this is the reality of your life. You are Adam and you are Eve. Everyone thinks, oh, if I was Adam and Eve, I would not have sinned. No, you have the Holy Spirit is back to you in baptism, has been returned to you. You have the image and likeness of God, so the rational mind, you can think rationally. Us together can sit together and decide how we maybe sneak out of this conference and go down the street and have some pizza, right? We can come together, we can come up with a very good plan. Why? Because we have rational, so a bunch of monkeys can't do that. A bunch of monkeys probably bring the TV, break it down, jump, scream, throw poop, right? But we, as a rational being, so we have the Holy Spirit and we have the rational mind. So you're Adam and Eve. And so the devil comes to you in different forms, just like he does with Eve. He'll come through social media. Because why? That's your biggest access. As he said earlier, everyone has one of these. This is a nice window, right? It's a beautiful window that you can watch anything on it. Anything. So this is the window of curiosity. And so he'll manipulate it and he'll show you beautiful things enough to draw you in. It's called right-hand war. Remember I told you right-hand war, where he's like, hey, you know what? Go on your phone, look up a nice sermon. Go open a nice sermon. Go to YouTube. Actually, why? Because he knows he'll throw an ad. He'll do this. He'll do this. So it's called right-hand war. And so if you're smart, you're like, okay, yeah, this is good. I'll watch it. And then when you see something catches your eye that's negative, you say, oh, this is now turning pot. You move on. Discipline. And so this is how you can become a Christian, moral person on social media. Otherwise, what happens is you'll find yourself running into the same issue Adam and Eve ran into, which is they start their own thought process. They start to say, wait, I can do this. I got this. I don't need a buna. I don't need my mom. I don't need my dad. I don't need my spouse. I don't need my brother or sister to tell me what I can. Pride, which you mentioned earlier. Ego, pride. This is why that's why you find, I'm just very curious about New York. Everyone honks at each other, right? Everyone wants their way. It's a city of 1,000 people in 1 square foot and everyone wants their way. I took a lift this morning. I promise you, I took a lift. It was just me and the guy. There's no one in the street. There's just me and him. No one in the street. And the light is red. He honked. I was like, I wanted so bad, like, excuse me, sir, can I ask you a quick question? Why did you feel the need to honk right now, right? Because he honked. I get it. Everyone's honking. But I'm like, there's no one. It's a red light. You know, honestly, I was talking to my wife about it. I'm like, honey, I think it's an automatic thing where he had to wait an extra few seconds and he couldn't. And then he's used to honking. So he honked. It's like, I promise you, the therapist in me came out. She's like, you're overanalyzing everything. I'm like, I just have to. I'm like, because I was very curious. I'm like, why is he freaking honking? No one's there, and it's a red light, but it's a reflex. To tell you what I'm trying, he's a victim now. He's a prisoner of his reflexes. And so what happens? Have you ever sat in an area alone? What's the first thing you do? I do this all the time. Right? And then even when you sometimes, especially for guys, you feel like your pants is vibrating. You're like, oh, I got a message. You're like, I gotta get a message. Reflexes, synapses that fire together, wire together. So the devil knows all this, and he uses to manipulate. And so, like I said, if you know the truth, then you say, this is the truth. I don't need this, Mr. Devil. And so this is the reality I want to engage, hopefully in the last 20 minutes, a discussion of how, okay, practically speaking, let's be practical. How can I apply this in your life right now? Walking out this door. How we still have 20 minutes, right? How can I apply this in my life? How can I actually implement this in my life? Because I shared with you beautiful things. Nice, great. Thank you, Buna. What the heck am I gonna do with it now? Like how can I practically live? So how can we practically actually apply this in our lives? We can share personal stuff. We can share general things. How practically speaking, you can overcome your social media through truth. I'm not saying delete it. I'm not saying go black out, even though I think it's healthy. I'll be honest with you. Nothing wrong with social media. It's good. I think it's good. Like there's verses. I see my nephews and nieces growing up all over the place. Beautiful. But I'll be honest with you, the risk outweighs the reward. I'm gonna be real with you. The risk outweighs the reward. And so therefore, that's why people detox from it. The risk outweighs the reward, anything. I want something spiritual, open your Bible. You feel a lot of spiritual things in there, right? And so the reality is, I understand though, some people have to do it for work. Some people have to do it because they're friends. I get it. We live in a world that maybe we can't be all aesthetic in that sense. So some of us have to actually have it. And I am not mad at anyone for having it. So practically speaking, how can we limit that or watch and know the truth? So when Mr. Devil comes and starts whispering random stuff in my ear, says, oh, see, this is why no one's your friend. Look, they went there and they invite you. This is why you'll never find someone because you're not good looking, because the good looking people look like this or this. So when the devil comes and starts giving you curiosity in a negative way, how can you know the truth to say, thank you, Mr. Devil, keep your information to yourself. I have this. So how can we practically speaking do that? And I'll pass this around because this is candy. You guys can have candy, and I'll just say that you guys answered questions because you. Okay.
9 o'clock until 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And allow it to, if you get a too cold in the room.
Okay. So do not disturb.
Yeah.
Good.
But during the day, like I've unfollowed so many people and I only follow certain ones. So even though I have like 1,000 friends, I have like maybe 5 to 10 people that I'm close to and
Good. Quality over quantity.
all the reels, all the other stuff, I mute everything.
Okay. Good. So I know you can do it on social media. Okay, good. So if you guys ever heard, she said that she goes on do not disturb on her phone, and then she has like a certain handful of people that she favors that she'll follow. Like you said your niece, right? Okay, good. Practical things. What else? What practical things we can do? I actually, because I don't have social media, so someone actually did this recently and told me about it, and I thought it was a genius. She told me that, Abuna, I rearrange my apps once in a while. So because she's like, I memorize where which page my Instagram page is on, right? So she opens, she knows the Instagram page on the second page. So when she goes to the second page and she can't find it, she thinks twice before she opens it, because now she has to look for it. She's like, because when you misplace, you know what I'm talking about, the apps. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, location of the app. Why? I asked her, why'd you do that? She's like, because remember you told us that your thoughts respond slower than your feelings. So by the time I think I'm over it, so I don't want to go onto Instagram anymore. I'm like, wow. So there you go. So good. So what kind of practical things can you do to help you in that sense?
So one thing I started doing is like was like, I'm gonna open the Bible to match that.
Okay,
Yeah, so I was like, okay, now I'm gonna read the Bible for half.
good.
So I just wasted 30 minutes.
Okay, good. Kind of like, yeah, when you eat like a chocolate cake and now you have to go on a treadmill.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Devil,
Okay,
I got Christ on my side.
good, good. So, okay, for minute.
Down to zero now.
Yeah. Hey, great. Like nothing happened. Good. Minute for minute. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I get it. Like I'm a realist. We live in this world. I know you guys have to be on social media. I know it's hard for this to say off social media. Okay, so there's a good practical way. Minute for minute. Good. What else? Practical speaking. These are things you guys can apply and try. Because I'll be real with you. If you don't try different things, you'll not get different results.
Yeah.
Like I often tell people in these conferences and retreats when I do them back home, and again, because I like Abuna Nathaniel give me the courage to be bold, because I was gonna behave myself and be nice because it's my first time here, and I was gonna be a nice please, but Abuna Nathaniel went for it, and he's a regular, right? He comes often. Oh, okay. See, he's more gutsy. I'm gonna be honest with you. People come sit with me like Abuna. I want your psychologist mind and all that fluff, and then I give them the practical ways, and like, yeah, I don't see myself doing that. I'm like, with all due love and respect, then you don't want me. You want me to confirm to you, Malish, oh, you're struggling, ya Habibi. It's okay. I'm not that Abuna. I'm like, then you don't want to change. If you don't want to change, do you? Like, you have your own prerogative. I tell people, you have your own prerogative. Be you. Like, I'm not going to judge you. Like, hey, I get it. But don't come play the front. Like, don't come and say you want to change, but you don't want to change. Because you want to change, you're going to try different things. So I'm trying to tell you guys, if you feel like social media is a source of a warfare for you, control it. Try different things. I'm not saying they're going to succeed. You may fail. But my father confession always tells me this. I don't care if you fail miserably, as long as you try. And in front of the eyes of Christ, he just wants to see an effort, a willing heart, a heart that's willing to try. And so this is why we share. Okay, so we have two good ones. Anything else that you guys may share?
Personally, for like social media, a lot of my like very strict regimens.
Okay.
I just ended out week in advance. Planner that has like the day broken down by hour.
Good.
It's filled with everything that I want to set out to achieve that.
Good.
Take it with me in my bag, like it's all set there in front of me.
Structure.
Yeah, like it's like video.
Good. 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 Good.
Even for like silly things like social media time, like it's like very little
Good.
thoughts. It's good.
Okay. Good. No. Yeah. But okay, so maybe for him it works hour, but for us we can maybe do day by day, half day by half. That's good because then there's a very ascetic discipline in the paradise of the fathers about that. Don't be random. Don't be random. Have your day planned out. Have your schedule for the week planned out. Don't be random because if you're random, you'll do random things. And if you do random things, the devil's gonna sneak in and do weird things with you and trust. So if you're structured, if you're obedient, because like for ascetic, my father confession is a monk, so he's very. So he says in the monastic rule, you're given a rule, you gotta do it. So if you have to read all the Psalms and you still gotta cook and clean, you're doing it all whether you like it or not. Every day has a structure. So kind of like you're saying, like you said, I think you said idiot proofing, right? Is that the term you used? Is that Erica? I love that. You're like, you know what? I'm an idiot. Like me personally, I'm an idiot. I'm the same way. I realize I function well in structure. I'm an idiot. I like remember I told you if you give me an inch, I'll take a mile. So I don't have if I go home, usually after I drop off my kids to school, I gotta go to my office at church and do work. Because if I go home, guess what I'm doing? I'm probably gonna take a nap. I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch TV, right? I'm gonna cook and clean, but I'm probably not gonna cook and clean, right? So I was like, you know what? Better be productive in the eyes of God. I'll go sit in my office. People come to church, people make phone calls, and I'll finish my day because I need to do that. If I don't, I'll be random. And if I go home, I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm not doing them. The garage still hasn't been cleaned out, right? So I'm just gonna end up just sitting at home. And so good structure, good.
Feel what one has watched, like The Chosen and.
Oh no, I don't.
What do you want?
I'm not that kind of a boona. I actually watch. I watch shows and movies. I love Lord of the Rings. I watch. I like Harry Potter. I watch. Listen, like the last thing I watched was the Rings of Power on. So I watch. Listen, if it's appropriate, I just my thing is like with my Father Comfort, the rule is like obviously no cussing, and no inappropriate sexual content. And you can find these things. So I like World War II movies, like things about movies, and I like superhero stuff. So I watch actually things. Yeah, and also word of mouth. Sometimes like someone will recommend something, I'm like, is this worthy? And yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah, I actually like The Chosen. I love The Chosen season one, but I didn't like the other seasons.
Why?
I don't know. There's one. I loved season one. Season two was good. Actually, I watched the first. Me and Mario watched the first 2 or 3 seasons. One of the seasons was just got a little weird for me. I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just. And honestly, entertainment is good as long as you. It doesn't. Like I may watch war movies and it doesn't make me violent. I don't have that issue, but I may watch. Like, I don't know, something about gambling and make me, because if I struggle with gambling, it makes me want to go out there and gamble. So it depends on your personality. Because St. Paul said everything is lawful, but not everything is edible, right? So for me, it's just and I love country music. I listen to a lot of music. Yeah, I love country music.
You live?
I live in California. Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah.
I thought you were restricted to Christian music.
Oh no. I told you I'm not that kind of priest. No, that's the thing. Most people don't. I'll be honest with you. I'm not mad at you because I grew up with thinking the same way with my priest. Because every time we ask him, like I remember one time when I was younger, I asked my priest I grew up with, I'm like, Abuna, do you wear PJs at home or do you wear? He's like, hey, don't ask me this question. But I'm like, I think the other day because I'm here with my wife, I wore normal clothes and I ran to someone like, Abuna. I'm like, yeah, just move on because I was wearing a hat and I was wearing normal clothes. Yeah. Yeah. And so we don't have an idea what Abuna is, and Abuna is someone who's just like who administers the truth, and there's no shame in wearing normal clothes.
You might be like,
She's like,
this guy.
huh? Yellowstone. No, the national park, not the show.
I've seen the Buddhas going
Huh?
cool in the beach.
I have the Laker. I'm a Laker guy. So I have a Laker jersey.
Like the Gillette.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've seen that.
No.
Ask him.
So do you guys wear swimsuits at the beach?
Yeah,
No, you don't.
I do. I have kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. If I tell my daughter I can't go with her in the pool because I'm a Buna, she's gonna hate God and everything has to do with God.
Yeah. He said that somebody actually wear a Gillette.
Yeah, they were.
I have to be careful because I'm in a different diocese, so we have to edit this. His Eminence, our bishop, he's like, as long as it's for the family, something purposeful, useful. I don't just take it out for fun, like do whatever. Like if I'm doing something with my kids, like if we're going to Disneyland or doing something fun, like it's hard, like moving around like this, it's hard. And I'm chasing my son, huh?
But Yusuf is your boss?
No, I'm Basarabian. I'm from California.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's different. So this is the reality of Christianity, that sometimes we think Christians are in a box, but we're not in a box. Our God actually wants us to have fun. He wants us to enjoy life, but with moderation. And it's the same thing with social media. If you look at how to be a Christian in the social media world, is moderation. So I hope I was able to bring a new perspective to social media. I hope you guys know next time we go on the app, know that you're fighting. My biggest thing in my life, and I'll end with this, is there's a spiritual warfare. There's a spiritual warfare. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, there's a spiritual warfare that you do not see. Good against evil, right? And so you're often being fought. You may not look at it this way because you're sitting here fine, but you're being fought. Your desires are being fought. Your passions are being fought. Your virtues are being fought. There's a spiritual beings, and St. Paul talked about this. He's saying in the epistles, it says you're fighting against principalities, demons, evil spirits, things that hate good. And so if you choose, if you're sitting here and you proclaim that on a weekend, I'm gonna come to a conference and talk about God, you think the devil's like, you know what, good for you. No, he's like, okay, Stanani, I want exactly. You know what? Actually, like and this is cheesy, I'm sorry, but Denzel Washington actually came out with a quote recently and said that is like, if you find that you're doing something good and you're being fought, know that you're doing something virtuous because the evil is fighting you. But he said, if you are not being fought, you should be scared, means that you're doing something wrong and the devil's happy with what you're doing. Saint Basil and the fathers talk about this. Saint Basil say this: rejoice when you're being fought, for you're doing something good. You should be worried and concerned if your life is going really well and everything is peachy and there's no issues and no struggles. It means the devil's like likes the way you're living. And so same thing with social media. Know that you're gonna be fought. Every time you pick up your phone and open an app, you're gonna be fought. It's gonna be very, very, very wicked, very disgusting. Everything's up for grab. There's no limits. He doesn't know any rules. He'll go for the jugular. He'll hurt you because he wants you to have hopelessness and helplessness, because that's what takes away your joy. And so this is the reality, I'll be honest with you, with our spiritual life. It's a warfare. You're being fought. Whether you believe it or not, you're being fought. So fight back in the sense of know the truth. I'm not telling you sit there and count your sins, right? We say in the liturgy, he appointed the day for recompense when he'll appear to judge the world in righteousness, not in your sins, in righteousness, the good deeds, the deeds that you do well, the righteousness, not in your sins. So know the truth. And we know the truth, like my father confession loves to say, it will set you free. And when you're set free, no one can manipulate you. No one can lie to you, right? And so this is the reality I hope that we have as you enter into even the workforce or social media. Know the truth and how it can easily be manipulated by the enemy, and then you'll be fine.
Personal, but like what you just said, when you're resonating like 100%. When you can try to conduct your life in a certain way, try to do good, I always feel like something bad happens.
Yep,
And,
for sure.
It gets exhausting in life because it's just like I'm like very empathic towards people.
Yeah.
I absorb the energy. I try to help people with problems. I've tried to do certain things where it helps me with something, and I end up having surgery, getting partially paralyzed. Then I did the surgery because it wasn't done right the first time, and I feel like constantly fighting like every good thing coupled with a bad follows.
Yep.
So when you said that, I was like, huh. It's like I'm the type of person. Like my brother, if something happens, like he will be more hopeless. Where I'm like, for a moment, I think, oh, like what else is happening? So I just try to forget it.
Good.
For the day.
Good.
And I try to like double down on the good things.
Good. You just smile. That's why Father Confession taught me, when something like that happens, smile, because you're doing something right.
So that's the thing. Some people think like, oh, even though you've been through life, like you're always having a smile on your face and you're always trying. I'm like, what else am I going to do? So you can be defeated or you can just continue on your path, but things are going to happen anyway.
Good.
It's hard. It's challenging.
It is. No, because sometimes we have really bad days. Sometimes you have really bad, and that's why for everyone who struggles with that, read the epistles of St. Paul, because he talks about this. Rejoice often when you suffer, because you're suffering in the name of Christ, with Christ. And so you're absolutely right. This is why when people have spiritual highs after these conferences and retreats, guess what? There's a big dip. Why? Because the devil is setting up already. As you're sitting here, he's lining up things for you that you're going to step on that will take away the joy that you just earned here today. And so I hope you guys go away with this. Know that whether it's social media or your work or your personal life, that there's a truth, and the truth is in you. You have to know it. Otherwise, you'll listen to whatever whispers comes your way.
I would say hold on to hope. Never give up and things like that. Sally's on my Facebook. Just try to be like.
Yeah, always preach the hope that's in you. Beautiful. All right. I think we're good. Thank you guys. Sorry, I hope I didn't offend anyone or do anything crazy. If I did, complain to David. It was his fault. Thank you for having me.